Have you ever considered how much your daily habits shape your life? The simple question often goes unnoticed, yet it's a key to unlock the power within us. The concept of habits is fascinating. You see, habits are the small decisions you make and actions you perform every day. Your life today is essentially the sum of your habits. When you woke up this morning, what did you do first? Did you hit the snooze button, or did you wake up immediately? Did you have a healthy breakfast, or did you skip it? These are habits, and they pile up to create the reality that you live in. Habits can be both a boon and a bane. They can propel us towards success or drag us into the abyss of failure. They shape our health, our work, our joy, and essentially our future. For instance, a habit of daily exercise can lead to a healthy body and mind, boosting your productivity and overall happiness. On the other hand, a habit of excessive spending can lead to financial distress and unnecessary stress. Now let's delve into the intriguing part. Habits aren't destiny. They can be ignored, changed, or replaced. But the process isn't easy. It requires a deep understanding of how habits work and a strong will to implement the change. Consider this for a moment. What if you could replace your bad habits with good ones? What if instead of reaching for that sugary snack, you reached for a piece of fruit? What if instead of procrastinating, you started your tasks immediately? What if instead of spending hours on social media, you spent that time reading a book or learning a new skill? The possibilities are endless, and the results can be life-changing. So let's embark on this journey of understanding the power of habits. It's a journey that can lead to a healthier, happier, and more successful you. It's a journey that can transform your life. Imagine how different your life could be if you replaced your bad habits with good ones. And to illustrate the impact of changing habits, consider these real-life examples. First, let's talk about Jane. Jane was a chronic procrastinator. She'd leave tasks until the last minute, leading to stress and poor quality work. But she decided to change her habit. She started breaking her tasks into manageable chunks and tackling them bit by bit each day. The result? She became more productive at work. Her stress levels drastically reduced, and she found more time to spend with her family and hobbies. Next, meet Tom. He was addicted to fast food and sedentary in his lifestyle. This led to health issues and constant fatigue, but Tom decided to take control. He swapped fast food for home-cooked meals, and he committed to a daily walk. Over time, these new habits transformed his health. He lost weight, his energy levels soared, and he started participating in family activities he'd previously avoided due to tiredness. Then there's Sarah. She was a workaholic, constantly glued to her phone or laptop, even during family time. This led to strained relationships and burnout. Sarah chose to change. She set boundaries for her work hours and made a conscious effort to be present during family moments. The outcome was remarkable. Her relationships improved. She felt more relaxed, and her work performance didn't suffer but improved because she was well rested and focused. Lastly, let's look at Sam. He was a heavy smoker and knew the health risks associated with his habit. One day he chose to quit. He replaced his smoking breaks with short meditation sessions. This not only helped him kick his smoking habit, but also improved his mental well-being. His family was relieved and proud, and Sam felt a new sense of accomplishment and control over his life. These are just a few examples of how transforming habits can lead to significant improvements in work, family life, and overall lifestyle. Each of these individuals made the decision to change and followed through with determination and consistency. As you can see, the power to change our lives often lies in our own hands, or rather in our own habits. You may be wondering, how can I change my habits? Well, let's dive into the fascinating world of neuroscience to unravel the mystery of habit formation and change. Habits, both good and bad, are deeply ingrained patterns of behavior, but they're not etched in stone. They're created in a part of your brain called the basal ganglia, where routines are processed. When you do something repeatedly, a neural pathway is formed in your brain. The more you repeat the action, the stronger that pathway becomes and the more automatic the behavior. That's why it's so easy to slide into the comfort of habits. So how can we leverage this understanding to replace a bad habit with a good one? The answer lies in the habit loop, a concept proposed by Charles Duhigg in his book, The Power of Habit. The habit loop consists of three components: a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue triggers the routine, and the reward reinforces the loop. To change a habit, we need to identify and understand these three components. Let's say you have a habit of eating junk food when you're stressed. The stress is the cue, eating junk food is the routine, and the temporary relief from stress is the reward. To change this habit, you need to replace the routine with a healthier one that provides a similar reward. So, instead of reaching for a bag of chips, you could go for a walk or meditate. These activities also relieve stress, thus providing the reward your brain craves. Keep in mind, habit change isn't a one-size-fits-all process. It requires patience, perseverance, and a deep understanding of your own behavior. Remember, the neural pathways for your old habits won't disappear overnight, but with consistent practice, the pathways for your new, healthier habits will become stronger. Armed with this knowledge, you are better prepared to take on the challenge of habit change. So, how can you start changing your habits today? If you're asking this question, you're already on the path towards transformation. Let's delve into some practical steps to kickstart this journey. Firstly, identify the habit you want to change. Be specific and honest with yourself. It's not merely about eating healthier, but perhaps something more concrete, like replacing evening snacks with fruits. Once you've identified the habit, understand the triggers that lead to it. Is it stress, boredom, social situations? By understanding your triggers, you can start to anticipate them and plan your response. Next, replace the habit. It's not enough to just stop a behavior, you need to replace it with a new one. If you're trying to quit smoking, for example, you might replace it with chewing gum or going for a walk when the urge hits. Now you might be thinking, easier said than done. And you're right. Changing habits is tough, which is why the next step is crucial. Start small. Don't try to overhaul your life overnight. You want to start with small, manageable changes that you can build on. This brings us to the next point, consistency. Consistency is the key to lasting change. It's better to do a little bit every day than a lot once in a while. So stick with your new habit every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. And finally, cultivate a positive mindset. Expect setbacks, but don't let them discourage you. Instead, see them as opportunities to learn and adjust your approach. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. Now, one last thing to note is the power of patience. Changing habits is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time to break old patterns and establish new ones. So be patient with yourself. Celebrate your small victories along the way and keep pushing forward. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that first step today. You've got this. Imagine the future, you living a better life with better habits. Picture it, the you that wakes up early in the morning, refreshed and ready to seize the day. The you that chooses a healthy breakfast over a sugar-laden one. The you that takes a moment to meditate or read a book rather than scrolling aimlessly on social media. Now, let's bring this image closer to home. Picture this future you at work. You're the one who's always organized, always on time, always delivering stellar results. You're the go-to person when a challenge arises because you've cultivated discipline, focus, and resilience. You're the version of you that's not afraid to take on new tasks and learn new skills because you've replaced the habit of procrastination with the habit of action. Then, envision yourself with your family. You're patient, kind, and present. You've replaced the habit of distraction with the habit of being in the moment. You listen more and you understand better. You've fostered deeper connections and built a stronger bond with your loved ones. This is the future you, a better parent, a better partner, a better friend. And your lifestyle, it's a reflection of these new habits. You've traded sedentary evenings on the couch for brisk walks in the park. You've swapped unhealthy snacks for nutritious ones. You're healthier, happier, and more fulfilled. You've replaced instant gratification with long-term satisfaction. This is the future you living a life that's aligned with your values and aspirations. So what's stopping you from becoming this person? The only thing standing in your way is your current habits. But remember, habits can be changed. You have the power to replace your old detrimental habits with new beneficial ones. You have the power to shape your future. The power to change your life lies in your habits. Start the change today and become the best version of yourself.